We thought the Land Cruiser was gone always, predominantly in light of the fact that Toyota told us so. However, shock. They were simply joking. The rough terrain champ is back, child. It imparts a stage to the ass of late updated Lexus GX and wears a comparatively square-shaped look. However, the Cruiser is fueled by a turbocharged 4-chamber half-breed powertrain, making 326 drive. The Lexus utilizes a 3.4-liter, 349 HP Super V6. While the past age LC was an enormous size SUV, this time around, it's been contracted down to estimate medium to do fight against other standard rough terrain drivers like the Passage Mustang and the Jeep Wrangler. That technique likewise leaves the regular SUV market open for the Toyota Sequoia. Inside, the Land Cruiser offers seating for 5 across 2 lines and offers the essential infotainment innovation to keep present-day purchasers cheerful. Toyota even furnishes it with cutting-edge driver help highlights since, for most Land Cruiser proprietors, this truck will act as both an end-of-the-week toy and a workday suburbanite. At the point when now is the ideal time to stir things up around town, the Land Cruiser has the hardware to handle the harsh stuff, including a 4-wheel drive framework with low-range outfitting and a locking differential. Search for the new Land Cruiser to hit showrooms in spring 2024. The square-shaped new Land Cruiser is back for the 2024 model year, and it rides on a totally modernized stage. That implies half-breed power and a more modest shape, better for testing rough terrain rivals from Portage and Jeep. The last time a Land Cruiser was discounted in the U.S. market, it began at a lofty $87,030. Yet this time around, Toyota says the Land Cruiser will begin at a more alluring cost in the mid-dollar $50,000 territory. That decreased sticker seems okay given the Land Cruiser's more modest casing and 5-seat lodge. While we don't have a clue about the specific valuing yet, it appears to us the mid-range Land Cruiser trim is the best purchase as it adds ventilated front seats, a 10-speaker sound system, a bigger 12.3-inch infotainment show, and more extensive off-road tires, among different things. My friend, please take a little time to support me, like the video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be notified of new videos. Dissimilar to the past stage Land Cruiser, the enhanced one is completely a 2-line 5-seat SUV. Toyota has cut back the Cruiser's body this time around, placing it into conflict with moderate-size opponents like the Passage Horse and the Jeep Wrangler, instead of standard-size SUVs like the Chevrolet Tahoe and the Portage Endeavor. While the base 1958 trim manages without large numbers of the other trim's extravagances, it actually offers comforts, for example, warmed seats, a warmed controlling wheel, and a 6-speaker sound system. The mid-range trim and the restricted Creation First version have more luxurious lodges that incorporate ventilated seats, 10-speaker sound systems, and accessible cowhide upholstery. All Land Cruisers accompany Toyota's brilliant infotainment framework with remote Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, yet the base 1958 trim accompanies a somewhat little 8.0-inch show. Any remaining trims get a lot bigger 12.3-inch touchscreen. USB-C charging ports and a remote cell phone charging cushion are standard passage. However, you'll need to pay extra for installed Wi-Fi or the accessible 14-speaker JBL sound system. What sort of Land Cruiser is it? In the Toyota nerd talk that Land Cruiser devotees love, the new Land Cruiser is in fact a 250 series. It's not close as large as the unadulterated 300 Lexus LX 600, however, it is more up to date than the 200 series Cruiser that left the scene in 2021. Every one of the 3 of these offer a 112.2-inch wheelbase. However, the new tender loving care is almost 7 inches more limited than the LX from nose to tail. Contrasted with the old 200, the new model offers a general width of 78.0 inches, stands just 0.8 inch more limited, and is simply 1.2 inches stubbier front to back. All things considered, the distinctions seem tremendous, all things considered, on the grounds that the 2024 Land Cruiser has a restricted body, grille, and nursery with unmistakable bumper flares that cover a relatively wide track. A plainly skinnier vehicle seems as though it has been modded to give it a harder position. In spite of the smaller body, the facilities feel more liberal than the current 4Runner. Inside aspects are not yet accessible, however the vehicle feels right-sized. That is on the grounds that this more modest Land Cruiser is as yet not quite so little as the ongoing Toyota 4Runner, which actually has a spot to reside in the progressive system in its standard spot beneath this new Land Cruiser. Toyota is mum about any new 4Runner particulars, but to say it's staying put. We think the new 4Runner, when it shows up, will space in at a lower cost by utilizing the Tacoma's part-time four-wheel drive framework and its base and mid-level motor contributions. A superior exhibition TRD expert will likely proceed, as that would recognize it from the more overland-centered Land Cruiser. Engine, transmission, and performance. Considering that this is a completely modernized age of the Land Cruiser, Toyota has chosen to introduce a turbocharged crossover powertrain instead of a normally suctioned V8 motor. A turbocharged 2.4-liter four-chamber is helped by two electric engines to make 326 drive. Assuming this arrangement sounds natural, that is on the grounds that it's comparable powertrain the Toyota Tacomas. All Land Cruisers accompany an 8-speed programmed transmission and a four-wheel drive framework that includes a locking place differential, low-range outfitting, a creep control framework, and slope plunge control. Whenever we have an opportunity to test drive the Land Cruiser, we'll refresh this story with driving impressions and results from our instrumented testing. Every one of the 2024 Land Cruisers will be fueled by a similar 2.4-liter turbocharged four-chamber mixture iForce Max powertrain and 8-speed transmission that resolve the high finish of the Tacoma model reach, most remarkably the TRD Star. This powertrain's result of 326 consolidated drive addresses, a plunge beneath the old 5.7-liter V8's 381 horses, yet its strong joined force of 465 pound-feet betters the old model's 401 pound-feet where it checks street, particularly since the iForce produces top force at only 1,700 revolutions per minute rather than 3,600 fires up. An incorporated tow hitch is standard. However, this more modest and less strong Land Cruiser's tow rating drops from the earlier model's 8,100 pounds to a still good 6,000 pounds. Toyota won't deliver mileage gauges until not long from now, yet we expect colossal increments over the 2021's shocking 14 MPG joined, 13 city, 17 roadway. The reformulated crossover cruiser ought to likewise conveniently outflank the bigger LX 600's 19 MPG joined, 17 city, 22 interstate. The utilization of this motor is a central motivation behind why the Land Cruiser is completely a 5-traveler machine. The half-and-half framework's 1.87 kWh nickel metal hydride, or NiMH battery, sits on the pivot where a third column would go, and it even makes a heat floor that is somewhat higher than we like to see. In any case, the freight region is voluminous, and we value how the half-breed arrangement empowers the fitment of a standard 2,400-watt inverter and power conveyance framework. Despite the fact that Toyota hasn't delivered efficiency gauges for the Land Cruiser yet, we're hoping to see much preferable numbers over the past age V8 model advertised. Whenever we get an opportunity, we'll take the Land Cruiser on our 75 NLAMP interstate efficiency course and update this story with its certifiable experimental outcomes.